In this meeting, we're focusing really on the hardcore methods and the science at its very practical implementation. We love that. That's why we do these kinds of events. But at CuttingEEG, we also like to take a bit of perspective. This is the CuttingEEG team that you see here on the screen now. I'm not sure that the Zoom people can see it. We have a few people on Zoom. You will see why also today. So yeah, this is the people who have been putting together this meeting and the ones before, and this is a message of love to you all. And you are also part of CuttingEEG. May I remind you that you are CuttingEEG members since you registered for this event. CuttingEEG started as a conference organization. We run conferences and we enjoy that. But soon after starting this, we started taking a meta-scientific journey, reflecting about the practice of our method, of our field, and pushing this even further. And now it turns out as a means of acting in the real world, and I will tell you more about this. So it's a conference to share experimental ideas, results, analysis methods, initiate collaborations eventually between all of you or with us. It's also a place to exchange meta-professional information. How do I go in my career? Who do I need to talk to? Where do I need to go? These are also the kind of information that you can exchange here. And also learning new methods. Obviously, that's also something we've been promoting quite early during these conferences. The idea was to bridge the gap between those two adjacent research communities that are EEG methods developers and EEG methods users. I suspect most of you are probably more on the user's side, but basically it's in order to make those methods available to you all. Started in 2014. I'm not going to go over all the years, but this was our speakers team that year. All right, the team of helpers was there too, and we tried to already have a caring attitude with everybody at that time. And we already started doing some crazy socials and nice events around this because we believe it's important. Now, bridging communities is nice with talks, posters, tutorials. That's what we do in those regular CuttingEEG conferences. But starting in 2019, we've started to have these practical meetings like the one that you have today. It's a more involved and hands-on conference, basically. We've also published 2 special issues or edited 2 special issues in 2015 and 2022, also already starting to move away from the regular conference organization. We do also live conferences and since a few years, also hybrid distributed meetings. It's also a meta-scientific journey because we started with those hardcore methods that are wavelet transforms and source reconstruction, connectivity analysis, ERP, ICA, and so on. And starting in 2020, we started to reflect on the research practices. So how do we actually do solid statistics, robust methods, and how do we share it openly with others? How do we start pre-registering our analysis to cover the replication crisis that I'm sure some of you have heard about? And then later on, we've also started to think about the evolution of all these practices with the new tools, new goals that are emerging in the field, and new perspectives. Last round around this circle. Quite early, we were aware, even though not really efficient in trying to run an equitable conference. The first meeting I showed you were 12 male speakers and 1 female speaker, and we've started realizing this first, thanks to some feedback, and moved on to improve that over the years. And today you see the result of these years. Considering environmental aspects of our conferences. We started that in 2019 and later on. Then 2020 occurred with the COVID. We moved completely online, so did a carbon-free conference, so to speak, but it had a few issues that I'm going to tell you about as well. And then CuttingGardens in 2023 was a really nice experience with a completely different setup and perspective, I'm telling you. All right, so in 2019, there's a lot of clicks here. We started looking into what the impact of our conference was. With 123 people, we sprayed 40 tons of CO2 in the air. And even though people came with very different means of transportation, the CO2 emissions were mostly due to the 90%, 94% due to the air travel. And so we started acting against this already then, giving green travel grants. We have 17 green grantees today. Can you raise your hand if I can see you? Yeah, it's nice to see you. And yeah, so we reimburse your train ticket if it's further than 7 hours. Local vegetarian food, plastic-free catering, and so on, reusable cups are ideas that we already had. Today, we want to measure the carbon footprint of our conference, mostly due to travel. And so you have probably answered, most of you, the pre-conference survey in which we ask you where you come from. If you haven't, please click this now or go tinyurl.com/cutting25-preconf or ask us. We really need this data to follow up. Now, the carbon-free conference was called Live MEEG. It was really a very nice experience. We rented an apartment in Marseille and started running the show from within the apartment with some nice interludes with music and a party, and we had also this virtual environment that you're going to experience also on Thursday. That was really interesting, and lots of smiling faces. During that year, it was particularly heartwarming. Now, there are several advantages to running a conference completely online. The carbon impact is one, accessibility and inclusiveness, so people can just log in with a screen and don't have to travel across the world. But also new problems. The exchanges are particularly difficult to, or compartmentalized, difficult to, people are in physical isolation, and it's difficult to get spontaneous encounters. Plus also there are other more older issues like Western language imposed overall, and the cultural codes that Westerners live in. And it's not easy to get started when you run a conference. If you want to run one, it may feel a bit impressive. And this is why we started the CuttingGardens experiment, a sustainable conference across scale. So the idea is to get the best of those two worlds. I line up here the several advantages and disadvantages of both, and we try to take everything together, running a hub of a conference of local hubs, basically. Okay, so this was CuttingGardens 2023, fully distributed meeting. Aimed at long-haul travel reduction, empowering local groups and giving you all autonomy to do that. We wrote a paper about it, so you're welcome to take a look if you want to learn more. So this was in 2023, lots of gardens, 21 around the world, very diverse horizons, and extremely interesting to see all these new faces and people we rarely encounter in normal conferences, so to speak. So I'll explain a little more how CuttingGardens works, so that perhaps you here in the room and mostly also you online can join the next edition. So it runs with a global program that is common for everybody. We invite top-notch speakers to talk for a few hours per day, 2.5 hours that last edition. And this is broadcasted everywhere. And if you want to take part in CuttingGardens, you have to broadcast this program. And in addition, you see here 3 example fictitious hubs that can run. Okay, so the main program in blue, Plus this one, they had a postdoc session at the beginning and a few talks in the morning here, a dinner at night. Local Hub 2 did a larger event with a few more talks and hands-on and a social event, welcome reception and so on. And Local Hub 3 did it yet another way. And so this is what we like to emphasize. It's possible for you to take part. You just need to be an attendee at minimum, open a screen and show what we are broadcasting. But you can also have your poster session, your tutorial session, your host a speaker, local or global, run a hackathon, a satellite event, or have a particular attention to the diversity and inclusion. And each time you will earn a badge that's very fancy on your CV. I'm sure you can value that when you run for a job. We also share all these information with online documents that you're welcome to look at if you need. All right. To be even more concrete, so I know many of you haven't asked for this, but this is this session is really about getting you on board these CuttingGardens things, and you'll see it's not that difficult. At the global level, CuttingEEG moves the speakers of the global program and pays for their accommodation and travel, and offers also some resources like a website, the Zoom license, and so on. And we create a scientific program with a scientific board made with all the speakers, the gardeners, as we like to call them, who like to get involved in this part. And yes, so the global program is made by everybody. And then you run your local program, you earn your badges, you run the gig locally, right? And you pay for your local program things. Okay. How do you get money into this? Obviously, the participants are a big part of it, and the sponsors are also. We collect a small fee for the membership to CuttingEEG, and you can collect local fees as much as you want or can in order to pay for your expenses. Okay, checklist. We designed the global scientific program together. We invite the global speakers, but you ensure that you can stream everything, design your local program, organize your local venue, catering, etc. Collect even fees according to your needs. And we collect the CuttingEEG membership, which at a regular fee of €50 per person, that can be discussed if it needs. Now, coming up in 2026 is CuttingGardens' new edition. What we know for now, that will happen for sure. Some of us are going to be in Barcelona, and we have people from Barcelona online who are going to tell us a few words about this. We're teaming up over there with a local art collective for an art science event that will be featured at the end of the event, mostly. You'll hear more about that. There are other gardens for now in Italy, in France, in Spain, in Argentina, and elsewhere. I don't have the full list in mind. We're looking for a global scientific committee. So if you like to try to think, okay, who are we going to invite? What are the interesting sessions? What's topical at the moment? You're welcome to join. Now it is the time. Email us cuttinggardens@proton.me for any question. All right. Now, this diversity allows also a few more things I like to highlight because it's important to realize that we can do things differently. In Frankfurt, they had a childcare event, and I know that Natalie was one of our gardeners, and she initiated this with her local team. Others had a visit to the local Center of Artificial Intelligence, get to know each other session in Belgrade, and postdoc session, women leading neuroscience roundtable in Oro Verde, an art science setup in Lyon, and some cross-coupled sessions across sites. For example, there was a shared OPM talk session between Frankfurt and Lyon then, and a few more I can't remember right now. Now, I would like you to meet the gardeners, while Adrien gives me a way to perhaps interact with those people who are online and perhaps, I don't know, bring one or two on stage. And we can have a little bit of music.
Where I come from, see me them a dancing now.
Yes. Okay. Nice. This was our anthem, so to speak, at the CuttingGardens event last year. All right. I don't know if I can see everybody who is a panelist in the Zoom right now. Well, let me introduce you José Luis from Chile, Manuela from Donostia, Annalisa from Genova, Italy, Christian from Oro Verde in Argentina. Really nice to see you guys. It's been a while. Okay. So before I move on and tell you, finish my talk, I would like to invite you guys. So here in the room, of course, but also on the stage. Perhaps we'll start with online because they are a bit further away. To tell us a few words about your experience with CuttingGardens, how you enjoyed or not running it, and if you plan to do it again next year, why not? Yeah. So José Luis, you're the first on my screen. Can you turn on your mic and tell us a few words?
Sure. Hi, Max. Hi, everybody. So I joined two other colleagues in Santiago. So I'm here in Talca, but actually we make the garden in Santiago. And I enjoy that I bring together three different groups, mostly students of psychology, many students at different stage of research, and many quite new to the field. So that was really nice to invited to know this field. And I like that we watch together the conference and then we can discuss, because it was a short time to discuss, so this was really nice. And overall was a really nice experience. So I absolutely recommend to join this wonderful group. That's it.
Thank you, José Luis. Manuela, you're the next in line.
Hola. So for us it was a really nice experience because we had the privilege to build everything together, something from the documentation, the planning of the gardens, to build up the idea. And our garden was the only one in Spain, so and that was on purpose, so that at least to collect to have all the Spanish community to come in just one single place. We organized it around one common topic that we thought was okay for the MEG activity in Spain. And of course, there were social events and some other activities. And this year, because you go to Barcelona, we'll join Barcelona. And so we'll see you there.
Looking forward. Thank you, Manuela. Annalisa, do you want to say a few words?
Hello to all. And okay, we organized an Italian garden in Genova, and it was possible thanks to the great collaboration of different teams located in different cities of Italy, Verona, Milano, Padova, Trento. And we made both lecture and hands-on session, and each day was dedicated to a specific topic. And it was an amazing experience from scientific and social point of view. And also the garden contribute to create the networking that is still alive. And many of us organizers met after summer in the conference, and we knew about the new garden edition, and we would like to organize a new garden. So thanks.
Really cool.
Bye.
Thank you, Annalisa. Thanks. Christian, do you want to say a few words?
Okay. Hello, Max. It's so nice to see you again and the rest of the team. Last time we aimed for a small event because we wasn't sure how much participant we can handle, but next time I think we are going for a bigger event. The experience was really, really nice for us. A lot of fun. Sometimes a bit of stressing, but at the end, I think the experience was very positive. We managed to host different speakers, on our garden, and also we have a round table with some female researchers explains the problems they had, and more importantly, the initiatives that the government and the university and institution are doing to support them. And yeah, so I think it's a really nice experience to do it.
Nice. Thank you so much for your feedback, and yeah, nice to see you again. I don't know if there is anything. There's a chat here. Should I open it or no? I won't. I like to see that there are people. We have 34 people online. It's nice. I hope some of you, and nobody feels excluded because we only have those 4 panelists here today. But yeah. Okay, yes, we have also here some people who were gardeners last year, and perhaps they want to say a few words. Natalie, do you want to say something?
Wow. Yeah, we organized a garden in Frankfurt and we profited a lot from the CuttingEEG brand, so to say. So we had 100 people and we were booked out super, super fast. Local program was essentially workshops, so advanced MEG, EEG analysis. I think it was very nice. We had very good vibes. We went drinking every night. We didn't sleep so much. I wrote the most emails I've ever wrote in my life to figure out everything. We got funded by the DFG and a private foundation. We had a lot of money. You never have that. I don't know. So it was very, very nice for me and got me through the dark German winter afterwards.
Thank you so much. Yeah, Robert.
So we had a local garden in Nijmegen at the Donders Institute and the Max Planck Institute together. So we did not have any funding. We did it totally for free. We didn't ask for a participation fee. We had about 25 people that joined from the Netherlands, some also from Germany, like Nijmegen is close to the German border. It was really like a really nice vibe. And I think in the organization, what was nice is that we had a lot of the junior people. So we had actually a master's student and a PhD student organizing most of the content. And since we didn't have a highbrow event, it just meant organizing some rooms, organizing coffee, knowing who's going to order pizzas in the evening and those type of things. It was actually very easy to organize this. And then sitting together with the 25 people, both doing our own stuff. So we had a few hands-on sessions. We had a GitHub training. We did lab demos. We had someone demonstrate a new toolbox. And then we watched the online lectures together. And especially being able to sit together and then discuss the online lectures further, or the online presentation further with the local team. That was really nice. It really did a lot in terms of team building for the primarily the local attendees that we have. And it's something I can definitely recommend.
Cool, thank you. Just one. Pardon, Tac. Excuse-moi, je t'avais pas vu.
Yes. Yeah, we did the same thing in LA. So we did 2 days garden. So we had about 60, 70 participants. So we gave a free participation for the students of the group. And then we charged a few participants to be part of the CuttingEEG Association. And then we asked for registration because from previous experience, so when we opened the registration for free, many people registered, but they never showed up, that we just give them short $50, I think, just to attend. So we did 2 days workshop on brainstorm, of course, and then we have a CuttingEEG discussion. I and EEG, we have speakers. Arnaud was one of the keynote speakers at that day. I think we have discussed with Arnaud, it's something that maybe we can redo in the 2026, not in LA, maybe San Diego. It's something that we need to discuss. Yeah.
Fantastic, thanks. Okay, we're talking a lot about the funding of these events. You need to know that it's not that expensive to run a small meeting. Okay, so if money is an issue, we can always arrange, and many of the gardens run their show for free. Yes, just so that money should not be a blocker in this situation. Okay, now we have an issue. We had a very nice logo last year, right? Can you see it? Well, I don't see it here. And we'd like to decide on a new logo for this year. And for this, I would like you here in the room and online to start voting. La prochaine slide, that's what I want. Where's the next slide? Ah, voilà. Okay, so you see we have 3 flavors. Okay, and voilà. Okay, so let me give you a little bit of explanation. These were the colors of the CuttingEEG 2018 in Paris. The blue colors at the bottom are those from the 2018 in Paris. These ones are more inspired from last year's, but really nice as well. And this one is more like growing soil, planting seeds, and yeah. So I don't know. I'll let you. Okay, and we will have to abide by your decision, right? Baltimore. Brown is picking up, isn't it? It's gonna be a close call.
I
51 to 49, that cannot be the end. This cannot be the end. Only 134 of you voted. Please, I want this to 157. If you signed up, you are here and available, able to vote. Oh, la, la. I'm afraid Brown is out. Such a close call. Oh my God. Oh la la. Are you doing this on purpose? Ah, la, 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 la. 144, that's not enough. I'm afraid we have to move on, right? So I'm gonna count 10, 9, be quick, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have a logo. Yeah, looks nice, huh? Okay, thank you so much for taking part. This was fun. All right. Ooh, just a few minutes left. So running conferences in a distributed way and with a hybrid decentralized format is nice, and people like it, as you've heard and as we felt very strongly. So our bet for the future of our science is to unfocus from the carbon-centered perspective on sustainability, which we all hear about. Okay, how much carbon and so on, and draw instead some desirable transitions with lots of varied and diverse solutions for our community. So we're doing EEG. It's very tiny in the world, but well, let's do still a little more. So, but in doing so, we need a compass for the years to come. Hence the compass on the right. And for this, we're building, we've started building since last year. Can I remove? I hate those kinds of things, you know. Some people can ignore these, and I can't. I'm sorry. So we've started doing an EEG, what we started calling a EEG manifesto, but that soon became now an EEG community framework. Oh, no. Merci. Okay. This EEG community framework, followed the 100 years of EEG paper by Faisal Mushtaq, who's very much involved in this project also at the moment. And we framed it as a deontological framework for EEG science. A website is available very soon online, on which you're going to be able to read our ideas, which I'm going to explain a little bit in a moment, and basically not vote, but sign for some statements that you support. And you will see that later. So our goal is to cultivate a robust science led by and for people with some core principles. A core principle of validity and scientific integrity at the core of our experience. A principle of democratization, realizing the importance of diversity and inclusion at all stages of the research cycle, from the researchers to the research participants to the people who are impacted by the research that we do. And also a third chapter on responsibility. So considering the societal impacts and equity impacts of our science, and of course, sustainability, ecological and social sustainability. This EEG community framework is going to be ready to sign on November 6th at 3 p.m. in the afternoon. We're going to design a small virtual experiment with you all on that day, and I hope that many of you are going to join. Yeah, there is a URL, and this the link here points to a one-page explanation about the EEG community framework that I hope you can take a look at. It's supposed to be like a poster-like thing to explain a little bit, and the address for joining the event on November 6th is in that poster, so you better just flash it now or never. And I think I'm almost done. Let me see, is there one more slide? Yes, of course, again, the people of CuttingEEG, the people of the gardeners of last year, and perhaps next year, if you sign up, just email us, cuttinggardens@proton.me, if you want any information, and we're going to sign you up into the mailing lists, or perhaps the forum, actually, the forum. I know some of you have issues with the forum. Come over to me later. Voila, I think we're done. Thank you so much, and looking forward to seeing you soon.